People, deluded, I'm back again. Chelsea's under-23s defeated Arsenal at their place 3-0. Congratulations to Chelsea. I feel man to a man they did well. While I don't think Arsenal were necessarily out of the game for large periods, I don't think we was ever in it. You know, Chelsea really could have hit us for a cricket score. If not that they madly dominated, but if they took their chances. Like I said, I don't feel we were out the game, but I didn't think we was in it. We knew at 23's level it was going to be a difficult year. It's a year of transition. The club recognised that, you know. In the grand scheme of things, whether you win titles at 23's level, it means F all. Develop means everything. And you've seen a number of young players depart this club to go and play football, senior football. You know, Ballard left to go Blackpool on deadline day. McGuinness has left to go Ipswich. Tyrese John Jules, a flag bearer for this team, you know, has now gone off to do his thing at Doncaster. I'll say Tutu, not been involved, but someone that would probably play this football, departed. You know, just about any player that wants, Zach Medley, Trey Coyle, you know, Matt Smith, Swanson, you know, starting regulars or players you would expect to make up the bulk of this team and play a part, they've departed, you know, on a temporary basis because they know that they've left this level. The next step for all of the names I've said is to play week in, week out and have that consistency. Because if you make it here, great. But, you know, some of them are approaching 20. You could be, before you know it, the club could throw you by the wayside. You need to be able to adapt. So at least if you've got some senior experience under your belt, you can go and do something. So I prefer that and to see that. And that has more long-term benefits because some of these players could go off and make profits for the club. Then winning a 23's title or just having a competitive side. It's a transitional year. That being said, no one wants to see a team embarrassed. You know, we've still got to remain competitive. You know, there's still, as much as I feel 23's football is a graveyard, you've got younger players like Miguel Aziz, you know, stepping up, Cottrell as well, permanent basis, learning from this level. We need to support and supplement the players stepping up to this level with a decent collective squad. And that's where you've seen the aggressive recruitment drive. You know, we've confirmed the lad from Ajax today, João Edeo, I believe, a winger who can play on either flank and is quite fast. You know, we've got Akinola, we've got George Lewis, we've got Dinzei at centre-half. Salah Odin, you know, we've confirmed Rikic, who would be signing in January, and we've also signed, is it Nkosia Mola? I can't say his name, a Malmo 6 foot odd striker. I've never seen something about this player, but you know, I'm all for that. It tells me we're going to have more competitive options because it's a transitional year, and really, even with this, we're struggling. You know, we're still adapting and whatnot. The season started off strongly when we defeated Ipswich, and McGuinness got a loan move off the back of that, but domestically in the league, it's been poor. You know, I think I wrote it down courtesy of the Premier League site. We're bottom, 0 wins from 4 games, -5 goal difference, and right now anything can turn around, people, but we're undoubtedly serious candidates for potential relegation because this is relegation form. It is what it is, people. There's no point lying. You know, it is disappointing to see this team, and I know a lot of people will say, oh, Steve Bold, blah blah blah. You know, I think you obviously have to ask questions of the manager, but I don't think it's his fault. He's got players that are very young and naive and not quite sharp enough at this level or quite strong enough. You know, he's got to deal with adapting under 23's players. It's a key thing, but key players have gone off and left and whatnot. You know, occasionally, you know, if Saliba's still here, he'll be able to call upon Saliba, Nelson, Emil, Joe, as maybe even Eddie, as these lot struggle for game time at periods and need to keep fitness. He might be able to call upon those, or people like Marie working his way back from injury. But the bulk of his squad isn't good enough. You know. Specific to the Chelsea game, I wouldn't say we was out of it, but we didn't look in it. You know, first 10 minutes, Chelsea were aggressive. Every Chelsea midfielder wanted the ball and wanted to make a difference. Their fullbacks wouldn't give us a rest. Their keeper was calm with their distribution. Centre-halves weren't troubled. Is it Samu? I can't say his name, but he was moving like Rudiger, and Rudiger was actually good at Chelsea. They weren't really troubled. I won't go as far as to say we were in our own half because we were quite high and we tried, but it was Chelsea's game and we were living in it. You know, we got forward when we could. I feel the one positive is Ben Cottrell looked quite solid in that left wing back role, and you know, considering at all clubs how difficult it is to make it as a central midfielder, that could be something for him to consider. He got opportunities against MK Dons in that role. I think that was the only positive, really. You know, we engineered our own mistakes, really. Chelsea played with more intention, more invention, a higher tempo, and just put us under periods, you know, where we've had to make saves and half clearances and whatnot. And we done well. Like I said, we battled, we were in it, but you have to earn the right to play. It became one of those games, sort of people. You know, the first goal was a poor defensive errors. You know, defenders are sleeping. Chelsea have capitalised on that, robbed our men of possession and put it in the back of the net. Second half, towards the end, they slapped in two other goals as well to confirm us to a 3-0 defeat. It was quite poor because I felt we were quite... You know, I don't think we was poor like it was, you know, nobody deserves to wear the shirt thing, but we were toothless. Evidently, you know, Miguel Aziz didn't start, and when he came on for a little couple minutes, you saw us play better in midfield. We need, you know, midfielders of more technical level, or the midfielders that started to show it. Not gonna lie, there's certain players that I just feel shouldn't be at this club. And yeah, it's a year of transition, people. Let's look at the statistics, man, because the statistics can't be kind based on that fixture. It was a bit of a tough watch, and I do think relegation could be on the agenda for our under-23s if we don't get our act together. Chelsea never looked in problems, you know. Ian Matson, a very highly rated defender, can play at left back, got involved and scored as well, people. Obviously, shout out to Colwill, who played well and he's coming back from injury. Their new centre-half, Brian Fabima, I can't say his name, but they signed him from Barcelona, and me and Secret Scout in our podcast have spoken about him, got on the score sheet, as did Livramento, and he looked quite good, you know. There was a number of performers who looked good. Like I said, I think Semu number 3 looked good. I think Colwill looked good. I think Henry Lawrence at right back wasn't troubled. Livramento was probably the man of the match from a Chelsea perspective for me, because he just looked like on a different level. But we know what to expect. We know Chelsea have a good crop of players at all levels. We know they're a hungry bunch. We knew what to expect. And as much as I feel Chelsea were good, I'm not trying to take anything away from them. You could just see the difference in quality, and it looked resigned to a defeat. It's almost like when Arsenal played Liverpool, I do think the game plan could have been better. I do think the players could have done more. But at the same time, like on Monday I'm referring to, there's a massive gulf in class between the two. So it was almost the inevitable. And I think Chelsea's game plan worked fantastic. And it's clear to see why some of these players are linked with moves away from Chelsea and highly sought after, because they've got a fantastic crop of players. In relation to the statistics and whatnot, people, we actually had more possession, only just 50.2 to 49.8. We had 2 shots on target to their 10. You know, we had 7 shots overall to their 21. They had 7 corners, we had 1. Complete domination. Like I said, people, was never in it at all. And it's been a bit of an L for us, simply put, man. Like, you look at the league table, we're rock bottom, people. The stats don't lie. Let me make sure I'm bringing it up just to give you the real. You know, you've got, sad for us, you know, Spurs beat us at this level as well. We've lost to Spurs and we've lost to Chelsea. Tough results to take, people. Spurs have done all right, you know. Wait, did we draw to Spurs? We might have even drawn to Spurs, but I think we lost, people. We did lose. Either way, Spurs, from 4 games played, have won 3 and drawn 1, sit there with 10. Chelsea, 1 defeat, 3 wins from 4, sees them 9th. Brighton, another good team at this level, are 3rd. Blackpool, another good team, are 4th. 5th for Derby, 6th for Everton, 7th for Liverpool. So there's a good crop of people. We sit rock bottom, people. We've got 1 point, 1 point, having played 4 and played 4 and drawing 1. So apologies, people, if I got that mistaken at the beginning. We have still got a minus goal difference of -5. We sit rock bottom in 13th, and we're joined by West Ham and Man United. So again, while it isn't the be-all and end-all at this level, you do want to see a bit more, and it is disappointing. But in relation to the game, what can I say? You know, the stats back it up, the facts back it up, my eyes backed it up. You know, I don't think we was poor, but we were just outclassed, just dominated, and there's a massive gulf in class between the two teams, and we're going to have to do a lot if we want to claw back our season, because right now relegation is a serious possibility just based on the first 4 games we've played. I've got nothing more to add, so I'm going to get out of here, man. On that note, DG, I'm out. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I'm out.